Santa is recovering from a busy Christmas delivering gifts all around the world, but he took a couple of extra trips to bring some kids to the North Pole. This year, Santa's marking 30 years of fantasy flights, a collaboration with United Airlines and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, creating once-in-a-lifetime memories for kids and families. So Santa takes dozens of children and adults on these short flights from their home airports across the country and whisks them away to the North Pole, or at least a nearby gate that looks like it. Joining me now, Santa, or as he's known around the airport, former United Supervisor of Airport Operations Scott Rogers, and one of his helpers, Patricia Rogers. Thank you both for joining us. So Santa, what was it like taking these kids on a tour of the North Pole?
First of all, ho, 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 Diane, and it's nice to be here. It's great. That we started this in 1993, and it's expanded into quite an operation through this year. In fact, this year we used a 777 aircraft to fly the kids around. The volunteers, the coordination with all the different organizations, as well as with TSA, the FAA, and also what was really nice is the United employees and the volunteers. It's just it's a huge coordination, a huge operation, and it's so joyous to have these kids come in and experience this.
Now, Patricia, the North Pole is filled with not only festive decor, but also performances, surprises. Give us the inside scoop on what it's like there.
It's amazing. Just like Santa said, everything geared to the kids. They come off the 777 and they're met with some employees of United. Then they're taken to different rooms to get the presents that they had requested. Normally, the employees look at those lists and they try to get what they would like. There's figures all over the hangar, just like you're seeing now. And it's just, there's food, there's games for them. And then there's therapy dogs that are there, the airport therapy dogs. So they just basically have everything. And the happiness that you see is really great.
And Santa, you've been doing these fantasy flights for 30 years now, dozens of appreciative children at this point. Any moments over the years that really stand out to you?
Oh, yeah. I have a couple that I have a hard time talking about. But the one that's one I can really express how much fun these kids have is a little girl, just cute as a button, big brown eyes. And we had a magician that would do their act while the kids were waiting to go see Santa Claus. And they placed her at the very front. About 3 or 4 days before the event, her cat had passed away. So we went to the Dumb Friends League, got a little kitty. So the magician, on his first act, he pulled out a kitty and gave it to this girl. And no expression. She was just I don't know if it was shocked or whatever. Well, eventually she tugged on her sponsor's leg and had to use the restroom. And she goes in the restroom and she looks up at the sponsor and she goes, "I prayed so hard last night, I get a new kitty." And there's stories like that to go on. The kids, they just have so much fun. And when they open the door and they see Santa, they're jumping up and down. They run over and they hug you. They all get to sit on my lap and get a picture, which they get to take home. And luckily, no accidents on my lap, thank God. And yeah, the only time I get my wife on my lap is at Christmas time. So anyway, it's just something that the kids are just so much fun, and they'll sit on your lap and they'll tell you their life stories. Yeah. Not all of them are good, some of them are bad. However, they just want to talk to you, and that's the whole thing. Yeah. It's for the kids and for them to, have so much fun and experiences. And some of them have never flown before, and they all get a meal on the airplane. And we fly for about 45 minutes when we come back. And that's when we go to the hangar dressed as a North Pole. In fact, we even developed a code for the North Pole on the departure screens. And what's kind of funny is watch people walk by and they'll be looking at the departure screens. All of a sudden they'll see the North Pole and they all comment on it. It's kind of funny.
I'm sure everybody's hoping to get on that flight. It's amazing what you guys are doing, and so much more than just this one experience. I know these kids will be talking about this for years to come. Thank you both.
Thanks for
Thank you.
having us.
It's our pleasure.